Today we're going to be visiting two very talented local Atlanta artists, Matt Janke, who is a master glassblower, and Jeffrey Loy, who is a metal sculptor. Now, first up is Jeffrey Loy, an artist and blacksmith who has added computer technology to his fanciful metal sculptures, guaranteed to be conversation starters in any environment. Let's go. Hi, we're back, and I'm sitting with Jeffrey Loy, who is an artist and a blacksmith, and he calls his stuff fire sculptures. Why is that?
That came from when I started utilizing fire as part of the sculpture itself. From when I'm hand forging the work, and you notice all the colors and different things in the forge itself, and so I started incorporating them within the sculptures. They act as kind of heaters for the winter time, or in the summertime, they're really my nighttime blooming flowers to give you those reds and greens and blues. All my work is botanically related. Sometimes I call myself an over-glorified flower arranger. But I don't know where it really came from, but it really suits my style and kind of sensibility for the metal itself. And everything that I do, either figuratively or not, generally is all botanical and either utilizing plants that are around today, or even going back to the past to look up extinct plants just for their kind of unique look and flair. I'd like to show you some of the techniques and tools that I use. Okay, what I'm going to do is kind of show you how I do some of my traditional leaf forms. They're found on every sculpture that I do. And so I'm going to work with a little bit of a long material to try to get going, and then a little bit of smaller material and shape them.
All right.
And when you see the metal, and as it's heating up, it'll change colors, where each of the colors kind of denotes a temperature setting.
All right.
And so
that's how
once it goes to like a yellow color, it's really malleable and can be really worked with hard.
And what do you use this guy for?
The power hammer is mainly to texturize larger material, to bring material, to do a lot of work that normally used to be done by the anvil and take a really long time. I'll do a lot of texturing with it. I do a lot of forging, use a little dies under there to squish out the material, where I do most of the finesse work with the anvil itself, and all by hand. And these regular round rods, you get to kind of see it, and it's kind of plain pre-bulk form. I buy these 20-foot links and then cut them up in the shop to do the work.
It's getting to be glove time. See, I've kept my glasses on.
There you go. You'll see the glasses I'm wearing now, a lot of glass makers will wear. For me, I'm able to see kind of the nuances and the color schemes, but at the same time protecting myself from damage.
Yeah.
These.
I notice you wear the traditional blacksmithing attire. It's still a leather vest and gloves.
Oh yeah, because as you see, as I'm hitting this, the scale or small piece of the iron is flaking off. You always got to wear cotton, no synthetics, or you'll actually burn yourself. But leather is definitely a great protectant against the heat. And then one of the other things I'll do is, for details, is add all these smaller type elements like scrolls. And so usually I'll forge up a piece, have it heat up, and then utilize these jigs that I make up to get repetitive forms.
Voila.
So if I was doing a lot of these, obviously that's where it comes in and helps out, and then you just tweak them a little bit.
Thank you so much for having us here.
Thank you for visiting.
I really enjoyed it. This is wonderful. Okay, next up, we're going to be meeting with Matt Janke, who is a master glassblower, so stay with us. Hi, we're back, and I am sitting here with Matt Janke, artist and master glassblower. How long have you been a glassblower?
Let's see, I started when I was 18 years old in 1982.
So what are you going to show us today?
I'll just blow a free-form piece of glass, hand-formed off the pipe.
Okay, let's watch.
This is how the piece starts out. This furnace holds probably about 225 pounds of glass.
Wow.
This is just a wet piece of wood. Usually it's made of cherry wood. It's called a block that we shape the glass with. Now I'm just going to start the piece by blowing a starter bubble in it.
Ooh, I see it.
Yep, that's just a small bubble. But we have all different types of tools that we use to shape the glass. Wood is just one of them. The wet newspaper is another. Everything in the furnace is crystal, and then we have to add the color to the piece after we gather the crystal. So that's at about 2,000 to 2,100 degrees right now. So now we're going to roll it into color. This is called frit.
What's it called?
Frit.
Frit.
F-R-I-T, yeah, frit. And then we're going to melt that in.
Oh.
That'll turn into little specks of color.
Uh-huh. There, I see them melting down and spreading out.
I'll roll it in some more color. These are just little highlight, opaque colors like yellow, orange, Ferrari red. There's a lot of back and forth, reheating and shaping. The longer you let it cool down, the longer it takes to heat up. And now I'll go ahead and blow it in the optic mold. We're going to go right in the aluminum mold right there.
Woo. All right.
The end process is you have to put it in the annealer. We'll get to that point. It has to stay in the oven until the next day. It's always a pleasant surprise. It's always moving if you're doing it right. We'll do one more final shape on that. The more complicated the piece, the more assistance you need. As close as you could get to actually touching the glass. Yeah, go ahead and drop it. That's good, thanks. It's just a decorative piece that we put on the bottom of the bowl. There you go. Okay. That's good. Okay. That's good. Okay. This is where the free-form part comes in. I won't change the shape of it much.
There's no way I would have imagined that.
Then Lee's going to catch it. There's the finished piece. And then that goes in the annealer, and then that stays in there for about 8 to 10 hours.
This has just been amazing. It's wonderful. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thanks for being here.
This is Matt Janke, and you can check out his website.